So the ceasefire, is it still in place? Is it not in place? What are we looking at?
Good morning, Guy. That is definitely a question we were asking ourselves this morning after a second day of hostilities between the U.S. and Iran. So, look, this happened yesterday when the U.S. retaliated against what it said was Iran downing a U.S. military helicopter yesterday. Iran retaliated by hitting countries in the region, including Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The hostilities happened again today after President Trump told reporters that he will hit Iran again because he is disappointed with the way they have been negotiating towards this MOU that we've been talking about over the past couple of months. So to break this stalemate, we assume the U.S. hit targets in Iran today that ended overnight. Iran retaliated again by hitting the U.S. Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. Kuwait closed its airspace momentarily as a precautionary measure. And then Jordan reported 20 missiles or so in its airspace. So we're seeing this tit for tat happening quite a bit more than it has been over the past 2 months or since the April 8th ceasefire was achieved, Guy. And so the uptick that we're seeing in the aggression is definitely a sign of concern. The ceasefire has been fragile since the very start of it coming to the table. But over the past week or so, especially with Israel hitting Iran and its incursion in Lebanon as well, we're again questioning just whether the broader talks will lead to a more permanent ceasefire and an extension of the one that is existing and an opening of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, and asking questions about whether those talks are currently still taking place then, Abeer. And with that said, what is the status of the Strait of Hormuz right now? Effectively closed has been the phrasing we've been using for a long time. But we do see trickles of vessels perhaps leaving via the strait with their transponders off. What do we know?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, also this morning, Iran said that it was completely closed after the hostilities overnight. CENTCOM from the U.S. side said, no, that is not the case, and that some ships are going through. So what we know is that some ships and tankers from Gulf countries, including the United Arab Emirates, including Qatar, have been slipping through with their LNG and crude shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. Our own reporting from our energy teams suggests that ships are not only blocking their transmitters, but actually going fully dark, shutting down their lights to go at nighttime in order to get those ships much needed tankers and much needed shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. But the case remains that the shipments through the waterway are a trickle of what they were pre-wartime. So again, something to keep in mind. And it is the main concession that both sides want to get through the line. The opening of the Strait of Hormuz is the key concession that both Iran and the United States want to achieve, but it still remains to be seen, Anna.